Hey, what if I told you your greatest asset and competitive advantage isn't your building, it's not your equipment, it's not your database, it's not your people? I know, clutch the pearls. Instead, it's this thing that's invisible and extraordinarily valuable. It's your wisdom. It's the intellectual property that lives in the heads of you and other key members of your team. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to weaponize that wisdom. Hang on to your butts. Hey there, I'm John LaDuca. I'm the founder of Playbook Builder, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to identify, how to package, and monetize what I argue is your greatest asset and competitive advantage, your wisdom. Now, when I say weaponize, I don't mean we're going to hurt people with it. We're not going to carpet bomb the city with your wisdom, but what we are going to do is make you deadly. We're going to make you competitive. We're going to make you resilient, bulletproof, actually, exploiting what I believe to be this incredible power that you have between your ears and residing in the heads of your key people. So hang on, we're going to dive in. So whether or not you like it, there are three races that you are in. One you cannot win, one everybody wins, and one race only you get to win. I'm going to tell you what those are. So the first race is the race to be the most dominant AI. Unless you're Sam Altman or Elon Musk watching my video today, you're probably not going to win that one. I'm not going to win it. You're not going to win it. We're just going to eat popcorn and watch these guys, these titans, bang it out. Right? $100 million signing bonuses, they're just not going to stop. It's an arms race. It's never going to be that these guys back away from the edge. They're just going to keep plowing into it. This is going to be a race to the finish, and we are going to just watch and see what happens. The second race, everybody wins. Now, if you're one of these people who's feeling FOMO about AI, we really want to get on the bandwagon and really use this AI. Have you heard of Claude? If you're one of these folks who's feeling like that, I have some really good news for you. Don't worry, sunshine. You're not going to fall behind with AI. AI is coming for you. You're not going to have to go chase it. It's not like other technologies. Like my generation, capital and technical expertise were a moat. If you had those, you could invest in competitive technologies that would put you in a strong position. Nowadays, these things are ubiquitous. They're everywhere. They're cost effective. They're already threaded into the apps we use, into our vehicles, into our schools, our homes. Pretty much your world will have AI as an underlying element in it. You're not going to have to go chase AI. It's coming for you, and it's going to be everywhere. So just hang on a little bit. But the third race is an important one to consider, and I need you to hear me out. The third race is actually because of the first race. So if everybody wins, nobody wins. So what's the race that you can win? If every 18-year-old kid can stand up a competing product to yours, if they can build an operations manual to build a restaurant overnight, if they can compete with you with low-tech technologies that close the gap that you've accumulated over your years, then what exactly about that pisses you off? Where are you now beating your chest and saying, yeah, but they will never know what I know? Well, that's your wisdom. You know that they don't have that. But unless you capitalize on that wisdom, then it's a level playing field. If you know your wisdom, if you understand that intellectual property, if you have identified and packaged it, you then can wield it. That's a race nobody can win, because no one actually, if you play that game, is exactly in your category anymore. Play the commodity race, we're all trying to outfox the microchip, and it's a red ocean. Play your own game and you can win. So my job is to help you to see that, number one, and help you to exploit that. Make sense? Okay, we'll go to the next aspect of this. What the hell is wisdom? What are we talking about when we use this word? I got a definition for wisdom I'm going to share with you. Wisdom is your knowledge plus your experience multiplied by reflection. Okay, stuff can happen to you. That does not make you wise. You can read a bunch of books or watch YouTube videos. You know this. It makes you smart. It may not make you wise. Wise is about pattern recognition. It's about having frameworks of action that you can address to solve problems. And the only way you get that is by accumulating knowledge and experience and metabolizing it, reflecting on it, building it into your world so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Wise people are fast, and they're fast because they smell smoke before anybody else does. That's about pattern recognition. And you get that through reps and being cognizant That's epistemological thinking. That's thinking about your thinking. That's understanding what's happening both inside of you and seeing the external patterns. What I've learned in my career are A players are fastidious, meticulous, and habituated. They don't make it up. They don't wing it. They get consistently exceptional results because they're highly intentional with the work that they do. If you're an A player, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're a B player, you don't even know the words I'm using. This is lost on you. So for you A players, you know why you win. You care. You are intentional and highly present when you're doing work. That's why you get outsized results. You're in the moment and you're present. So wisdom isn't some sort of esoteric idea. It's just basically having a hack for problems that come up. See enough of the same situation, you've got a frame that you can drop in and you can hack a problem. That's what it's really designed for. Unconscious people cannot have it. Book-learned people who've never been in the real world, they don't have it. And you just can get old but not wise. You could just be a stupid old person. It's the reflection part that turns it into something you can take with you. That is wisdom. So I'm going to break this down. How do you actually capture wisdom? Might sound like some esoteric pursuit. It's not. It's going to be very practical. Wisdom lives in the why behind your how, okay? You have a reason for doing things. B players don't. That's why they B players. A players have a lesson. They have learning. They have insight. Now, I learned a long time ago, if I interview people about their wisdom, they would just say the most inane things. It didn't make any sense. They never even knew what to say. So instead, we would just ask them to teach us everyday things. Teach me how you answer the phone around here. How do you do lead gen? How do you do sales? Teach me about fulfillment. How do you service the client? Let's pick off a piece of that and have you walk me through it. And in the doing of step-by-step articulation, they would share with me not only the tips and techniques for doing that kind of work, they would surface bedrock principles and values that form their entire worldview. That's where wisdom lives. And so your exercise is going to be pick a process where you're really exceptional at it, or you're going to interview somebody on your team who's really great at something, and just have them map the process out, just like chapters in a book, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then have them teach you each phase one at a time. I'm going to encourage you to do that on camera, and I'm going to encourage you to make it an active interview. Don't bring somebody behind the camera who's just going to sit there. Have someone ask you questions who's curious and smart, who really wants to understand. Have them interview you. And you explain it and defend it and walk through how you learned it and all the small details and techniques. You'll be surprised what comes out of your head. There's probably a why for just about everything you do if it's excellent. And you remember when you learned it and you know why you know it, and it is where sometimes the biggest results in your organization live. So map a process. Have someone interview on camera and have them ask you, why do you do that? Teach me why you do that. Have you ever done it differently? How did you learn that? What happens if you don't do that? What do most people forget? Stuff like that. Have someone interview you. The more territorial and defensive you get, the better those videos are going to be. The more you explain why you're doing what you're doing, the more that wellspring of wisdom will come forward. This is the gold. We want this. Let's take a break just for a second, a little history lesson. I've been talking about wisdom for a long time, almost 25 years. I feel like I've got the field to myself. I'm feeling very cute. I'm talking about wisdom as a corporate asset. Turns out I'm a little late. I'm about 2,500 years too late. Aristotle been over this ground, and if we really want to acknowledge the OG talking about this idea, it's the big man himself. He articulated that it was a hierarchy. On the bottom is technique. Those are the trade skills that someone might come and work for you and bring with them. I know how to swing a hammer. I got an accounting degree. They just have skill. And then within the context of your business, we call that praxis. So we're worrying about process. We're trying to operationalize things and lock people into the context and the contours of your environment. That's all going to be within the praxis, the systems and process that you create. But the juice, he called it phronesis, and it's such a great word. Practical wisdom. Not beard stroking, not navel gazing, not thinking about the universe, but actually the everyday wisdom that informs choice making. So we're going to give due to where it belongs, and that's to our man Aristotle. Thanks, Aristotle. And we acknowledge you've been talking about this idea of wisdom as an asset for an awfully long time. Okay, so let's bring the whole thing back to ground one. I said it's a corporate asset. I said wisdom's your competitive advantage, and imagine in an age of AI, it's the only way you're going to differentiate. It's the only way you're going to outfox the microchip is to stay ahead of this stuff. And so from the perspective of wisdom as an asset, there's two ways to look at it. There's the front stage and the back stage. The front stage of your business, we could consider your branding, your marketing, your messaging, all of your product offerings and how you package those. And wisdom is going to play an exceptional role in really differentiating you. But we're going to start with the inside of the business first, the guts of the organization. That's the backstage. Those are all the systems and processes that drive outcomes so that the product, even if you're a service, the delivery of what you do is truly differentiated. You're going to lace your wisdom by design into every bit of it. What are the benefits? There's 5 big ones, and I'm going to list them just like Letterman. Number 5, scale, franchise, being able to really grow the business exceptionally fast without losing any of the quality that you hold so dear. That's number 5. Number 4, onboarding and training people into the organization in a way that is also fast and does not require more of your time. So imagine taking that entire onboarding experience and all of the training to keep everybody on the same page, and instead of it being, well, you're going to shadow with Jim for a year, you actually get that out of Jim's head and you could onboard 50 people at the same time. That's your gateway to scalability. Number 3, as we work our way down, we make you resilient. You become risk tolerant in the face of losing a key person. Here's a bulletin for some of you who haven't thought of it yet. You know that wisdom in the heads of your people? You're renting it. You don't own it. It's not yours. You can put your hands on it only if you get it out of their heads. And if you do that and they take a powder, work for a competitor, retire, God forbid something worse happens to them, your organization can survive. I have worked for several very successful people. When Margaret, the administrative assistant, was out on vacation or maternity leave or whatever, they could barely function. She knew where all the passwords were. She's the only person in the company who knew how to transfer a phone call. If you know what I'm talking about, you know I know. And so think about those people in your organization that have an outsized amount of know-how in their head. It's not cute. It's not great. It's a liability. You want to get it out of their head and make it work for you. Number 2, you're going to want to sell your business one of these days. Think about it from the perspective of a buyer. There's a lot of risk in a business when you need to physically be in the room for all the wonderful things to happen. You want to separate your body from your wisdom, and those are key players because buyers price risk aggressively, and risk comes with uncertainty. And if you've got to be in the room, it's not good for you. It's not good for the buyer. It's not good for the broker. Valuation can be enhanced if the due diligence is fast and if the asset of intellectual capital is preserved. Structural capital that survives a transition will help you to sell the business. The last one is just for the here and now, the day-to-day, you going on vacation. Your quality of life is important. You may not think so because you're hardy and tough and you like being at work and you're good at what you do, but let's be honest. If you're grinding will take its toll on your strategic perspective on the business. And you need that. You need distance. You need vacation time. You need downtime. You're not a factory worker. You got to be able to run that business and really keep your eye on the field of play. You know, there's a reason why George Washington slept in a tent and rode a horse. It wasn't because he was fancy and better than the other people. It's because the general puts the soldiers in a line of fire. That's why he needs a good night's rest. That's why he needs to be able to see the battlefield. That's why he would eat and sleep in a tent. It's because if he's compromised, everyone's life is in danger. You're the leader. You, of all people, need to put the oxygen mask on yourself. You need a vacation. You need to be able to operate strategically. So let's not be cute about this. You, of all people, need to be able to separate yourself from day-to-day operations. So you want a good reason for doing this? It's to preserve the business by protecting you. So let me just go over what we talked about. Let's discuss what we discussed, and then I'll give you some course of action so you can attack this. B players don't care about that. They're interested in being entertained, but those of you that are A players, you want to get after it, right? You want to know what to do. So what do we talk about? We talked about wisdom as a corporate asset. We talked about the 3 races that are coming and how you're only going to be able to be competitive if you can harvest, mine, and package and leverage the wisdom in your head and those of your team member. What is wisdom? We talked about the definition: knowledge plus experience multiplied by reflection. And we talked about explicitly how to get it out of your head. And it's not going to be through big speeches. It's going to be you teaching everyday things that you know how to do, that matter, that carry an importance. You're going to teach them to somebody on camera like they're your junior, like they're apprenticing under you. And so now what I'm going to give you are some directions for moving forward. the very first thing I want you to do is look at the business, look at metrics, look at the way the KPIs that you track, and I want you to think about an area in the business that you'd like to delegate. Some area where you realize you're doing $20 an hour work because you've never slowed down to teach someone else. And I want you to map that process. I told you before, just like chapters in the book, 10 to 12 main concepts, and then each of those I want you to teach it on video. Break them down into small bits and pieces and just explain how you do it. Walk them through it. Teach the why behind the how and transfer that wisdom. That is the first break, and it's for you. And if when you start to get a little gulp of oxygen, you're going to get addicted to this stuff. Next video in the series, I'm going to be talking about applications for this intellectual property, this wisdom of yours, to basically build a huge arsenal of communication tools to monetize this IP out in the marketplace. So not only is it going to help you internally, not only going to give you time freedom, I want this wisdom to really serve you in the marketplace. So thanks for watching. I enjoy doing these. I hope you do too. Please leave a comment. Please follow and subscribe and give me a if you like what I'm talking about. I'd appreciate that. Hope you're rocking and look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.